Kimmy has no regrets in life except once he told him. Oh my gosh, guys, I felt so bad about that. I made a big apology video. I felt so bad. Basically, long story short, I was at the gym with a girl, and I hadn't gone to that gym in a super long time. It was a gym on a base, and they came up and they said, "Hey, excuse me." They're so polite. They said, "Excuse me, are you Miss Warhamster?" So polite. They said, "Miss, are you Miss Warhamster?" And I looked at them and I said, "No." And I looked so unsure, but I could tell that the way I looked with my big eyes, like going like this, that I just made them feel so uncomfortable. And they said, "No." And they said, "Are you sure?" And I said, "Yes." And I, like, the yes was me being nervous, but it came across as like, "Who are you?" I could tell by reading his face. And I felt so bad. I felt so bad. I felt so heartbroken, because it felt like if someone were to call you in real life by, like, it's like if someone comes up to Gabriel or Crawls or Kane or Slack Author or Chem Guy, and someone comes up to you and calls you by your, like, your name, like your battle tag, right? And then you're like, "Who are you? What do you know? How much do you know? What's going on? How do you know? How do you know me?" Because I'm not like that big of a person. So I was just so surprised that somebody came up and recognized me. And I was already so self-conscious at that gym because when you go to a gym and people recognize you, not everybody comes up to you, but they'll stare at you. And this isn't a bad thing, right? Because they're looking at you. I do the same thing. Yeah, who's asking? That's exactly what it was like. I was like, ah! So basically, I already went to that gym. I hadn't been in there forever. I was super nervous because it's been a while, and I was getting down on myself because I knew the weight I was going to push wasn't going to be good. And when people, like, see you at a gym and they're like, "Is that who I think it is from that person online?" They don't, like, look at you and go, "Hey, are you that person online? I was looking at you." They go like this. Right? And it's like a lot of eye contact and a lot of moving around machines and, like, kind of like walking this way, but like looking this way. And so I was getting quite a bit of that at the gym that day. And I was so panicked. And because for me, hindsight's 2020, right? For me, that's like, oh my God, these people want this machine. I'm working out too slow. Maybe my form's really bad. I haven't been in the gym in a while. Everything's wrong. I'm mixing everything up. Oh my gosh, like, how is the social norm? Like, how am I messing so much at a gym? And everyone's like, right? And no one's like, "Hey, are you that person online?" And then from far away, I'm like, "Oh yes, that's me." Right? And so I had so much of that going on. And then this sweetheart comes up and goes, "Are you Miss Warhamster?" And so, like, with all of that happening and a lot of people going like this at the gym, and I'm like, "Oh my God, I'm on everybody's machine. Don't make eye contact with anybody. Eyes down. Don't do anything." And then he comes up and he's like, "Are you Miss Warhamster?" And then that was like the first time someone ever came up to me, and I was like, "There's no way anybody actually knows who I am." I was wearing my hat. I was like, "Nobody knows who I am. I'm wearing a hat. I'm wearing a baseball hat. Nobody knows." And so I go, "No." And because I was super nervous, and that no was like, "Whoa, man," that's how it came off. But that wasn't it. It was like, "Oh, I feel busted. Who are you? What are you? How do you know me? How?" And then he's like, "Are you sure?" And I was like, "Yeah, no, that's not me. No." And then just super awkward, uncomfortable conversation. So long story short, if we ever meet in person, or if you guys ever recognize me, yell from a distance. Go, "Is that Warhamster?" Because then I can go, "Ah, yes." Because I don't know faces, right? So imagine you're at a gym and then a face comes up to you and you're expecting, like, "Hey, are you done using that equipment?" But it's, "Hey, is this your name?" And it's like, it's a lot of confusion going on all at once. And I have so much social anxiety, but I'm so happy once I get over it. Because if I'm going up to a stranger and I'm like, "Hey, if I'm a stranger going up to a stranger, I'm like, 'Oh, hey, like, are you using this?' Like, okay, cool, happy smiles all the way." But if I go up to them, I'm like, "Are you David who lives on 125 Sunflower Boulevard?" And then they're going to be like, "Whoa!" No, I'm not David. Never heard of a David. Nope. No, no, no. No David here. Don't even like sunflowers. And I felt so bad because hindsight, as soon as he walked away, his face was so distraught. And I was like, oh my God, I'm a POS. I'm a terrible person. I'm the worst person to exist. And he said, Miss War Hamster. He was so excited. And I just crushed him. I crushed him like a cracker and I crumbled it up and I just laid it on the ground and I stared at it and I walked in my crumbs of being a horrible person, and I'm like, shame on you. I can't believe you have this much social anxiety. You need to get it together, girl. Damn. And then I walked out of the gym and those crumbs are still on my feet and I'm wiping them off my shoes when I got home, and I filmed that video, the apology video. I kid you not, 20 times. I filmed it 20 times. 20 times. I couldn't. I felt so bad. I felt so bad. And of course that video goes viral. It got a decent amount of views. I'm like, great. I just wanted it to get to this one person who I figured was following me and would see it and it would get like maybe a little amount of views. But no, of course it goes out to freaking everybody. Everybody knows Hamster is a jerk. Hamster crumbled this person like a little cracker and she stepped in all her crumbs and she said, me, 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 me. She's a liar. Me, 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 me. Hamster can't be trusted. Me, 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 me. Hamster doesn't know how to interact with strangers. Me, 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 me. So, yeah. I felt so bad. If I ever see that person again, I'm gonna give him a big hug. I felt so bad. Hey, I'm allowed to be hard on myself, okay? Because if I'm hard on myself, that means I'm gonna correct that behavior, or I will work. I acknowledge that I have that, and I want to get better. But yes, wave and announce yourself from afar, and go, because it's like if I think I already said it, but if it's an unknown face, right? That knows your name, so you're like. And I'm not that big of a creator. So like if that happens to me, that's just super bizarre. Or not bizarre. It's very few and far in between. And I wore my hat. So I was like, I'm wearing my hat. I'm incognito. Nobody can see me. Incognito. Only being hard on ourselves and acknowledge our shortcomings, we can improve. Exactly. More Hamster will know from your back cracks and your bad hairstyle. Ah! Shady Mischief, don't roast me. I just roasted myself on camera. You don't need to do it. You can turn the burner off. Do you think we knew you were lying based on how you answered Miss World? I felt so bad. Yes, incognito with the bright American red hat. Guys, I can walk around with this. Nobody's gonna come up to me. Not a